Hello everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel Nurses and Nurture. Hope you all are doing good. So in previous videos we have discussed about many topics like vaccination, fever, diarrhea, ORS. So I'm going to discuss with you a topic, it's vomiting. In this video we will see like what are the types of vomiting, what are the causes of vomiting, vomiting emergencies, preventions, etc. So before getting started with the video, don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe our channel. Hope it is helpful for you people. What is vomiting? Vomiting or throwing up is a forceful discharge of stomach content. It can be a one-time event like to something that doesn't settle right in the stomach. It can be also defined as a involuntary and forceful expulsion of gastric content through the mouth and sometimes through the nose. Frequent vomiting may also lead to dehydration, which can be life-threatening if it is left untreated. So now you are going to discuss about types of vomiting. There are two types of vomiting. One is projectile, one is non-projectile. Projectile contains gastric outlet obstruction and increased intracranial pressure, and non-projectile contains various etiologies. So further we are going to discuss about all this. So what is a projectile vomiting? It is a basically type of severe vomiting in which the content of the stomach are forcefully expelled out several feet away from the individual. It can be so forceful that some of the food particles may exist through the nose because there is more force. There is no preceding nausea in projectile vomiting. It is more severe, forceful and the vomiters travel. In non-projectile vomiting, vomiting accompanied by nausea is called non-projectile vomiting. The individual is more likely to feel nausea for a while. It is less severe, less forceful and the vomiters does not travel. Usually falls on the individual clothes. It causes heart, stroke, sickness during pregnancy, etc. So under projectile vomiting we're going to discuss about gastric outlet obstruction. It includes nausea, epigastric pain, abdominal distensions, weight loss, etc. It is a result of any disease process by the cause of mechanical impediment to gastric emptying. Another one is increased intracranial pressure. In this it is refers to the growing pressure inside a person's skull. This pressure can affect the brain if it is not treated in proper time. It causes like bleeding in brains, a tumor, stroke, high blood pressure, etc. Can cause a headache and also other symptoms. So we are going to discuss about causes of vomiting. Vomiting is common. Eating too much of food or drinking too much of alcohol can make a person throw up. This generally isn't a cause of concern. Vomiting itself is not a condition, it's a symptom of other condition. Some of this condition includes food poisoning, indigestion, motion sickness, headache, chemotherapy, etc. Frequent vomiting not related to any of these causes may be a symptom of cyclic vomiting syndrome. This condition is characterized by vomiting for up to 10 days. It is usually coupled with nausea and extreme lack of energy. It is mainly occurs during childhood. Cyclic vomiting syndrome usually affects children between the age of 3 and 7. This condition can cause vomiting episodes several times throughout the year when left untreated. It can also have serious complications that include dehydration, tooth decay, a tear in the esophagus, esophagocytosis, etc. So now you are going to discuss about some vomiting emergencies. Vomiting is a common symptom, but it can sometimes require emergency medical attention. Like if you vomit for more than one day, suspect food poisoning, have a severe headache, have a severe abdominal pain, we should also seek emergency service if there are blood in the vomit, which is known as hematosis. Symptoms include vomiting large amount of red blood, splitting up dark blood, coughing in a substance that look like coffee grounds, Vomiting blood is often caused by ulcer, rupture in blood vessel, stomach bleeding. It can also be caused by some form of cancer. This condition is often accompanied by dizziness. If you vomit blood, call your doctor immediately or go to the nearest emergency department. Now we are going to look at some vomiting treatment. Treatment of vomiting addresses the underlying causes. It is not necessary for throwing up once in a while, but hydration is most important even if you vomit only once. Drinking clear liquid is recommended. Clear liquid contains electrolyte can help provide essential nutrients lost through vomiting. Solid food can irritate a sensitive stomach, which increase your chances of throwing up. It may be beneficial to avoid solid foods until clear liquids are tolerated. Your doctor might prescribe antiemetics drugs for frequent vomiting. This medication helps to reduce episodes of throwing up. Alternative remedies like ingesting products that contain ginger, lemongrass oil may also help. Using alternative remedies may causes drugs interaction. Talk to your doctor before starting any alternative remedies. Dietary changes can also help with frequent vomiting. These are especially helpful for morning sickness. Food that help to alternative vomiting include non-greasy food, salt-lined crackers, ginger products like ginger ale. You can also try eating smaller meals through the day. Now we will see preventing vomiting. Treatment plans are the best course of action if your vomiting is caused by a medical condition. Vomiting triggers can vary between people to people. This may include excessive alcohol consumption, eating too much of food, migraine, exercising after eating, stress, hot or spicy food, lack of sleeps, etc. Adopting a healthier lifestyle habit can help prevent vomiting episodes. It is difficult to entirely avoid virus that causes vomiting. However, you can reduce your chance of getting a virus by exercising good hygiene like washing your hands regularly before eating. Knowing how to treat recurrent can also help you further complications. So we have came to the end of the topic. Now some questions are frequently asked like, is vomiting a bad thing? Truth to be told, vomiting is one of the worst experience a person has to go. It is a feeling that you wish you never had. A sudden rush of nausea and a violent digestive system may seems like the worst feeling at first, but in most of the cases vomiting is a good for body. Whereas it is definitely not a fun experience. Vomiting is a reflex action that allows the body to get rid of dangerous toxins, poisons, bacteria, viruses and parasites. This reflex action is also triggered by stress, anxiety and certain medication. Too many people are under the belief that vomiting is a sickness. What they don't know is that it is a sign of something bad happening in your body and a perfectly fine way to get rid of unwanted substance from the body. Keep in mind that in perfect condition, fever, vomiting and coughing are positive sign, as fever includes a state of sickness in our body which helps to kill the invaders, while vomiting and coughing are a way purify your body. So it's better to get rid of these toxins than to let them stay in your body. So here is the next question. Can vomiting be harmful to the body? Unusually, in most cases, vomiting is harmless itself, but it is a sign that something in the body is not working how it should be. Most important concern after a series of vomiting is dehydration. Where adults have low risk of getting dehydrated, young children are more prone to it. as they are unable to detect the symptoms of dehydration. A lot of water and food is lost when a person vomits, so it is a vital to drink lot of water and eat some of foods after vomiting to bring the body back to a working level. Visible signs of dehydration are dry lips, sunken eyes, high pulse and rapid breathing. Parents should also keep an eye on decreased urination and color of the urine in infant. Also keep an eye on the color of your vomit. A bring red or a dark color means that your vomit contains blood, and greenish vomit color is an indication of some bile. Blood in vomit is a sign of ulcer or cut in the muscle. Signals that your digestive system is not working as properly as it should be. A severe belly pain along with vomit and fever is an obvious sign of appendicitis. You should contact your doctor immediately if you are suffering from this kind of symptoms. If you are continuously vomiting and the side effects are still there even after 48 hours, you should contact your doctor, as it may be a sign of a chronic disease or a lump in your brain that needs to be taken care as soon as possible. The things we need to follow after throwing or after the vomiting: be patient. The first thing you need to do is to be comfortable and understand that it is a waiting game. In case of an infection and food poisoning, vomiting is very good at getting rid of what making you sick or bear with it. Number 2, focus on hydration. The most important thing you need to take care after a series of vomit is the fluid intake. As an adult, it is your best interest to provide your body with the necessary amount of water and minerals to help with the recovery process. And as a parent, you need to force your children to take them if they comes to that. Number 3, eat healthy. Remember that your body is trying to recover, so you must eat healthy foods like fruits, meals that are easy to digest. Avoid fatty foods which are much harder to digest.